guys, and welcome back. So I thought today would be the perfect day to do a video that you guys have requested for some time now, and that is my completely full drugstore makeup tutorial. This look isn't anything crazy. It's something super natural. You could literally wear every single day. Maybe the lip is a little too much for you guys, but this is nothing for me. But yeah, so just like some staple lashes, some liner, some dark lips, and we're a little bit bronzy, which I think is perfect for winter time. This video is completely all drugstore products, which is exciting, and I know that you guys have requested it, so I thought I would bring it to you guys right here and now. It's so late at night, let me just tell you, I'm like screaming and people are like sleeping in my house. I don't even care. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys want to see more drugstore tutorials, definitely let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, and I will definitely try to do some more creative ones, maybe some colorful ones. I didn't want to go too ham, so I thought I would do something super natural, everyday makeup wear. And before I keep rambling on, if you guys do want to see how to achieve this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so first we're going to be starting with brows, and we're going to be using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the color Brunette, and I'm just going to be underlining my brows first, and then I'll be taking some concealer, the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and I'm just going to be sculpting out my brows. I want them to be super sharp, and I do this first just because I want to know where I have to fill in my eyebrows after. And I actually really do like this brow pencil. I just think that the pencil itself is a little soft, so you have to go really light-handed, because if you go hard, you're going to go like through so much product so quickly. So that's like my only tip for this, and I'm just sculpting my brows out. I really want them to be super sharp, and I want them to be able to cut a bitch, let me just tell you. So I'm taking my time with that, and then I'm going to be blending the concealer down onto my lid, because we will be priming our eyes, so you will not be seeing this later on. And then I'm going to take the spoolie, and I'm going to comb my brow hairs downward, and then I'm going to fill in the top portion of my brow. I'm going super light-handed with this, like I said, because I don't want to run through this pencil really quick, and I don't want it to be like a stark line there. So I'm just taking the pencil, and make sure to brush through with the spoolie, because you want to blend it out. So now we're going to be taking the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. I don't really love this foundation, guys. I've seen it kind of everywhere. First of all, the shade is way too light. And that's my one problem with drugstores. You can't really try it on, but I would rather go light than too dark. But this foundation, I feel like, is very patchy. Like, it's not full coverage at all. Like, as you guys see, like, it won't cover my red spots. It doesn't really cover any of, like, the little dots and pigmentation that I have on my forehead. So, I don't know. I don't really love this foundation. I have seen a lot of people say that they love it, and I've heard a lot of reviews about it, so I thought that I would try it. But this is no Pro Matte Infallible, let me just tell you. And I like the dewy look now, but not for me, though. So now I'm going to be using the NYX HD Concealer in, I don't even know the shade of this one, but it's the lightest one. And this concealer is a little bit thick, but I don't hate it. It's nice and full coverage. You just make sure that you go in with a damp beauty blender, just because it is so full coverage. You don't want it to get cakey and kind of settle under your eyes. That's like my biggest pet peeve about concealer. So I just like taking a beauty blender and blending it out, because that adds a little bit of moisture, so it's not so heavy underneath the eye. It kind of absorbs some of the product and kind of spreads it out evenly, which obviously is my favorite. And I didn't get an eyeshadow primer, so we're just going to be using the same concealer and applying one dot to each eye and blending that out. Because, I don't know, I just was like running through the drugstore, and I didn't really think about grabbing a primer, I guess, while I was there. So concealer will work just fine. I mean, I know so many people that do this on the regular, so just use it and set it, and you're good to go. But like I was saying, just use a beauty blender with this concealer, because it is a little bit heavy. And yeah, so you feel me? Okay, so now we're just going to be setting it with the Maybelline Translucent Powder. I mean, I've already owned this, and I already rant and rave about it every single day, but I'm setting my under eye, my lid, everything, that whole like 360 underneath the brow, because we did apply some concealer there, so you want to make sure that you set it, and also want to make sure that there's no creasage underneath that eye, so you want to make sure you're looking up when you set it, and pulling that skin a little bit taut, so it doesn't settle and fill in those fine lines and make you look 10 years older than you actually are. So now we're going to be setting the whole entire face with just a big fluffy powder brush and that same Maybelline Translucent Powder. like I said, you guys see how you can kind of see my redness, and it's like the foundation is patchy. I don't know. I'm going to give it a try again and maybe try it with a brush, but I don't know. I wasn't really feeling this foundation, but I mean, it looked good enough besides like it wasn't full coverage. Like I need some full coverage in my life. Do you guys feel me? You feel me. So now we're going to be taking the NYX eyeshadow in Maybe Later, and I love this shadow. I love some warm shadows. This is a great transition color, but I just thought that I would use this all over today because I didn't want to be so dramatic, so I was just going to do like a one shadow and liner kind of day. So I'm just applying this with a 224 from MAC, inner to outer corner, making sure to kind of even take it on the lid because this is going to be the only shadow that we're using. So this will give the most dimension if you apply it in the crease and on the lid because it could be, I'm taking some excess product and applying it on the lid. So it's applying to the lid, but not as dark as it is in the outer corner. So it's making it seem like more three-dimensional than it actually is. So now we're going to be using the e.l.f. liquid liner, which I am obsessed with. I think this may be $3 from Target, and I love this. I think it's so precise, and I take so much time with my liner. I literally had to edit so much out because I take so much time. But it's like so precise, gives you such like a sharp, like clean wing, and I love that. I hate thick I hate thick eyeliners. And yeah, we're just going to fan that off so it dries a little bit, so it dries down to a matte black finish. And now we're going to be applying some of that mascara, which, oh my god, I love it. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara, and then we're going to be going in with some falsies, and I'm using the Vegas Nail Lashes, and you guys know this is just an excuse to use these lashes because they're my favorite, but they can be bought at the drugstore, so this is still a part of my drugstore tutorial. These are a little bit on the expensive side. I would say like $7, but like I've said before, guys, you really can get like 10 to 12 uses if you kind of take care of your lashes and peel the glue off every time and put them away properly and store them properly. You could really get a good amount of uses out of these one pair of lashes. So now we're going to be taking the NYX Contour Kit in the two middle bottom shades, and we're going to be contouring our face. I love this contour kit, but I don't like the way that it applied with this foundation. I felt like it applied patchy and like it like caught in some areas, but we're still rolling with it. I think the only thing I didn't like about this video was this foundation. So I think we're doing pretty good so far since this is kind of like a first impressions, seeing as I have not used any of these products before in my whole entire life. So now we're just going to be bronzing up the forehead because we did have like a lighter foundation, so I want to make sure that we kind of balance it all out and bring some color back into my skin because we had no dimension and I was literally even more pale and ghost-like than I've been even without makeup. So we got to bring some life back. So now we're taking the Maybelline Translucent Powder and just cutting the contour. I feel like this is going to help a little bit with covering that redness because while it bakes, it kind of like lightens up where it is. So I am just going to use that to kind of lower the redness a little bit. So let's cross our fingers and hope that it works. And I love cutting my contour. I felt like it needed it with this look. It was a little bit sloppy, so make sure to clean it up. And I'm taking this L'Oreal True Match Blush in Rosy Outlook, and I'm just applying that to my cheeks. This is like a nice mauve-y pink blush. I could definitely see myself using this again because this reminds me a lot of Makeup Geek Spellbound, and I love that blush, and it fits just right. So now I'm highlighting with that one of the shades from the NYX Contour Kit, because I did not find a highlighter at the drugstore. So now we're just taking that NYX shadow and a pencil brush and just kind of running that same shadow underneath our lash line because you guys know I can't not apply any shadow underneath my lash line. So now we're going to be taking that mascara again and just applying it to our lower lashes because, you know, a girl's got to have her lower lashes on. And this is my favorite drugstore mascara for my lower lashes. You guys have seen me use it in every single tutorial. I just think it separates my lashes amazingly. And yeah, that's why we're using it. So next we're using the NYX Liquid Suede. I don't even know what color this is. I will leave it down below so you guys can check it out yourself. And I'm just applying this like any other liquid lipstick. Okay, so let me just tell you about this product. So I like that it's like a full coverage like color, but it doesn't dry down. Like I'd like something to dry down to like a matte finish. It kind of dries down, but it's like not transfer proof. So that's like my only problems with this is like if I'm going to wear like a liquid lipstick or something, like I want to make sure that it's going to be transfer proof because if I'm eating or I'm talking, like I don't want it to transfer to like my like below my mouth or below my lip line, because then you just look like a busted train wreck. So that's my only problem with this, but I really like the color and I like how full coverage the color goes on. And now we're going to be just dusting off the translucent powder, and then we're going to be just kind of blending out that line, and then this tutorial is all set. I hope you guys enjoyed this full drugstore makeup tutorial, and give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Mwah.